Here we have a bounds question, and we need to think about how can we write 4.3, all the numbers that could be 4.3 when you round them to two significant figures. Well, we can think of, for example, 4.31 would round to 4.3, wouldn't it, if we're doing two sig figs? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually write the bounds either side of my 4.3, and it turns out that well, in fact, this is always going to work if you do your bounds questions this way. I will drag it down so you can see the whole thing on the screen. Let me just give me a second. Yeah, there we go. Right, so my upper bound is 4.35, my lower bound is 4.25. Can you see that the inequality signs? 4.25 rounds up to 4.3, but 4.34 does not round down to 4.3, so I have to just say anything smaller than 4.35 goes down to 4.3, which is why the inequality signs are written like that. So that makes my upper bound 4.35, and that makes my lower bound 4.25. Okay. Now for the second part of the question, you want to write the upper and lower bounds for E and for F, and that way we'll be able to answer this question. So here we go. I'm going to write down what E could be. E could be as high as anything up to 17.5, and it could be equal or bigger than anything from 16.5. Integer being a whole number, doesn't it? And F could be anywhere below 9.45 or above or equal to 9.35. Now to work out the biggest value G could be, well, G is E take away F. To get the biggest that could be is if E was really large and F was as small as it can be. That's the way to get the biggest difference, isn't it? Okay, so to make G as large as we can, its upper bound, I'm going to choose the largest value possible of E, which is 17.5, and take away the smallest amount of E, which is 9.35. And if I do that, I should get the upper bound value of G. Okay, so put on my calculator, and I think the answer is 8.15, and it is. Okay, so that's how to get those marks in that question. It's good practice to write a little sentence answer for your examiner, so do that, please. Okay, pause if you need to. It's very worthwhile reading these examiners' reports. Okay. And the mark scheme. Yeah, we've got the right answers. B marks. B marks. You have to just write down exactly what they've got in the mark scheme.